In this video, we'll be learning about the APM inspector, how to set desired capabilities for iOS and Android applications. Before we start with those things, uh, let us download the test applications from APM Python client repo. I have attached the links in the test notes. Please refer to that. Visit the URLs and then click on download button and save the file. Let's do the same for iOS test application. I have already downloaded the files and then kept it in my desktop inside the app directory. Inside Android, I have the file, zip file, and you have to extract it. Similarly, inside iOS folder, I have the iOS app. So let us get deeper into the desired capabilities part. So these are the desired capabilities which are required in order to launch the APM inspector. For iOS, we need platform name, platform version, device name, automation name, app path, and we are setting a couple of flags. The no reset flag will ensure that the app state is not reset between test cases, and auto accept alerts will ensure that if there are any pop-ups on screen, it is not getting automatically dismissed. Similarly, for Android, we have platform name, platform version, device name, automation name, app, and you see these two uh, Android specific desired capabilities. One is app package, the other one is app activity. These are mandatory. Uh, this auto accept alerts is not applicable for Android, and similarly I have no reset flag set to true. If you can compare both iOS and Android, you can notice that these 5 desired capabilities are common across both the platforms, and the app package and app activity are specific to Android. With platform name, we have to give iOS or Android, and for platform version, it should be the OS version of the device. Device name in iOS is an important parameter. It should be the exact name of the simulator. Automation name, one more important parameter, is XCUI test for iOS. App path should be exact path of your test application. In our case, it is inside desktop and this following directory. Similarly, for Android, platform name is important. Platform version is also important. You can get the Android OS version by going into the settings page. Device name is not a mandatory field, but it is good to have so that you can identify the devices in the desired capabilities. Automation name is a mandatory thing. Currently it is UI Automator 2. We also have to provide an app path, and this is the directory for the test application. And these two, app package and app activity, are also very important for us to get started with the inspector. Now let me quickly set the iOS desired capabilities in the APM. I'm going to start the server and then click on the Start Inspector Session option. I'm going to quickly set the desired capabilities. So you have to copy each of these and then add it to the form. Click on the plus icon to add new fields. Platform version is 13.3. Now I have set all the iOS desired capabilities, and we can save this with a name. I'm going to name it iPhone. Click on Save button. Now you can see that the Save Capabilities tab has a new option for us. Similarly, let me quickly set up the Android desired capability. I'm going to save this as Android. You can notice that I have set the no reset flag as a boolean and it is set to true. Similarly, for app path, you can set it as a file path and then give the location, or you can have it as a text too. It will work in either case. I'll have it as text. For Android, you have to have an emulator already turned on, or you can use a real device and it should be connected. For iOS, if you start the session, it will automatically launch the simulator for you. But to speed up the process, I have already launched the simulator. Let us go ahead and start the iOS session. You have to choose the iOS option and then click on Start Session. You have to be a little patient. This will take some time to load. You can see the UI catalog application got installed and it will launch in a minute. It has successfully loaded. When you launch the inspector session for the first time in iOS, it will take a couple of minutes. A few build process happens in the background, so please be patient till it loads. And now you can see that this inspector tool has 3 sections. On the left side, you will see a screenshot of the application, and you can highlight fields to get the locator values. The center section is shows the app hierarchy and it is in XML. format, and on the extreme right you can see the element locator values. These properties are important because we will be using these to identify the element and perform actions on it. And on the top you can notice that we have tap, send keys, and clear action. So let me show you a demo of the tap action. So currently we have highlighted on the alert views. If I go and click on the tap button, it is going to perform the operation on the app and then take a new screenshot and then load it accordingly. Similarly, let me show you a demo of sending texts. To reload the screenshot, you have to click on refresh source and screenshot button. You can see the new screenshot loaded. Let us send some text into this field. If I click on send keys, you can see the iPhone text got input into the field and then a new screenshot loaded. So these are the basic operations of the APM inspector. Similarly, you can navigate through the hierarchy to get different locator values. We have XPath on top. We also have element name, label, and visible tag is true. For some locators, it will be set to false. In that case, you will not be able to access that element. Yeah. Now let us go ahead and launch the Android inspector. Let me quit this, and then we have to reopen the session window. Switch to saved capability set, choose Android, and then click on start session. I hope Android will be pretty fast when compared to iOS. Loaded successfully, and it is pretty fast compared to iOS. In the same way as we did for iOS, if you should highlight the element for which you need the locator, and then in the right side you will see the element properties, and in the same fashion you can perform actions on the elements. If I choose tap, it's gonna perform the action on the app and then take a screenshot of the new screen. On the top you see a bunch of options on which I'll mention the important ones. One is the back button. If we tap back, it's going to do a driver.back operation, and this is the refresh icon, and it's going to take the new screenshot of the application in emulator. And this is a record option which will be going in the next session. This is a search for element option, and the final one is quit session. If you tap on this, it is going to quit the app and then end the session of the APM inspector.